அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி. And the second component of this awesome bondage is karma. Karma means the action. Any action has its effects on mental and physical of the doer, mental and physical level of the doer, and it also there is a fruit of action. Action is there. Secondly, action also gives a mental and physical effect on the doer, and also there is a fruit of an action. So there are three levels. Action, there is an effect on mental and physical level, and there is a fruit of action. Suppose if I am doing some good, when I'm doing good, I have a good feeling also. It has an effect on my mental level. Also, when I do good, there is a fruit of action also, that we call it as merit or punyam. When we do good, we'll have a good feeling, happy feeling. Secondly, we will get merit, punyam. When we do pavam, you will have that guilty feeling, and also we will reap the demerit. The fruit of the action is demerit. So three levels it is there. And also there are three kinds of karma. One is sanjita karma. That is the total of our total summary of our effects of our action. That is called sanjita karma. And second one is called prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma is some actions are ready to bear its fruit. So God collect those actions, those fruits, and give in this birth. That is called prarabdha karma. And third one is called agamya karma. This is only for the souls which has the human form. So this is the karma which is accumulated by the desires. So soul has his free will. So through his free will, it desires for many things. So it will act to achieve the desires. So that will cause a karma. That is called agamya karma. So there are three levels of karma. Sanjita karma is the total bank, and the prarabdha karma is the total. From the total bank, there will be some karmas which is ready to give its fruit. Those God will collect those fruit and give it in this birth. That is called prarabdha karma, to experience in this birth. And in this birth, we will desire for something and we'll do some actions. Those actions will give you a result. That is called agamya karma. We have to see some karmas will give the fruit immediately. For some karma, it will take some time. Easy example is, if I tease a girl, I'll be slapped immediately. The action is immediate. If somebody murders a girl, then it will take very long time, because it will go to the case will go to the court. They want to prove, and it will take many years for the verdict. Like this. In India, during this Dasarada festival, we'll keep all the dolls. In that we will put some seeds in the sand that will sprout immediately. So this fruit of action is immediate. But when we plant a coconut tree, it will take many years to give its fruit. So likewise, some actions will give results immediately. Some will take some birth also. So these all are maintained by God's ordinance. It is called Niyati Tattva. So those karmas will be maintained in a particular way that it will not, one's karma will not go to other. So this is maintained by God, by a tattva called Niyati Tattva. Karma is the past that pollutes the present. We can say that in this life, we can see there is so much differences. Our body is different. Our walks of life is different. Our mental and physical outfit also different. And the experience we get also different. This different is created by karma. How we can infer that karma is there? For that, Swami beautifully answers in his book Jiva Karya Vadakam. I'll read it. At a specific time, twins are born to one parent. One among them is fair, the other one is dark. One child is fair, another child is dark in color. One child is deformities, and the other one is without deformities. One has physical illness, another one is good. One child drinks milk, whereas the other one makes noise while drinking milk. One child is deceased, the other child is not deceased. One child is able to speak at the age of 2, the other one does not know how to speak. One child is quickly learning to speak, another is not speaking. When the cause for existence of different characteristics between the twins at this stage is thoroughly examined, when we think upon this difference, it could be realized that this difference is because of different kinds of deeds that were done by them by making different kinds of efforts while they were in the bodies they had in the previous birth. Also, Swami adds, when the children are 3 years age, the parents are giving eatables when they are playing. One more child comes there. On seeing that child, one of the twins gives the eatable which he needs hand to the child, whereas the other one prevents the former one from giving it. If one starts analyzing how one among the two children has characteristics such as kindness, love, knowledge, and activities, etc., whereas the other one does not have the same, even at this stage of their lives, without having been taught by their father and mother. These child are very young children. They were not taught those things, but without being taught, they are having these inherent qualities. How these qualities came to them? It will be concluded that the impacts of the qualities called vasanas of the body they had in the previous birth have come into existence in their present body also without getting taught by anyone. So the vasanas, but these children having different qualities, different physical outfit, different nature. Why? Because of the karma, the past actions, the result of the past actions that these children had done in their previous birth. From this, we can infer that the things which we had done in the past will come and affect us in this present life. So the past pollutes the present. So there is a question. When was this karma created? In the beginning, God has ordained the human beings to follow the divine laws to attain the eternal bliss. But in the beginning, we failed to follow those laws because of the Anadi Malavasana. Swami says Anadi Malavasana, which means that Anava Mala, which is encompassing the souls from the time immemorial. So due to Anava Mala, we didn't abide the rules, divine laws to attain the divine bliss. So we came down. That led to the differences in the efforts of the human beings. Different sorts of bodies with different sorts of enjoyments came into existence in the second creation. And it is now continuing to the birth by birth. So this is how the karma has started. And also, Swami explains that what is the effects of bad karma. Good karma, we know always we will be happy. We will, as a result, we will have the happiness in our life. We will enjoy good things. But if I do some bad karma, if I harm somebody or any being with my thought, with my word, with my deed, what will happen? Swami is explaining that the hard-hearted people who had no compassion to living beings, according to their hard-hearted deeds, have taken birth, some as dwellers of hell, some are born in the hell, some as the inhabitants of ocean, some has born in the oceans, like oceanic beings in the ocean, some as inhabitants of forest, some as wild animals like tiger, bear, lion, elephant, wild oxen, goat, pig, dog, cat, etc. Some as poisonous creatures like snake, scorpion, some as hard and vicious creatures like crocodile, shark, etc. Some as carnivorous group of birds like crow, vulture, etc. And some as impure plants. So, if we do bad karma, this will be the effect. These are called as punishment bodies. If you born as a tree, you have to stand for several years and grow, and all these wild animals and snakes, scorpions are called punishment bodies. So if you do bad deeds, then we have to born with the bodies like this, and we have to reap the fruit of our actions. So this is the effect of karma. And also Swami adds in Jivakarnya Odikam, how does the past karma will come to the present? Is further explains this concept. The sinful deeds as well as the virtuous deeds committed by the human beings in their previous body will come into existence in the present body also. How to know this? Suppose a family man is there, he is having some vicious friends. If he vacates that house and goes to a new house, those friends will follow him. Suppose if he is having a good friends, those good friends also follow them. Likewise, the souls, whatever the good acts they are doing or the bad acts they are performing, the fruits of those actions will be carried out from this birth to the next birth also. From this, we have to understand. So Swami is explaining the different things about the karma. So all these differences, it is because of karma, the past actions. So now there will be a question. Okay, Swami, if you say like this, is there is any free will or not? Or everything is predetermined?